So welcome everyone. Welcome to Breathe, Move, and Meditate to reach your highest potential. So in thinking about this topic for today's yoga class, I was drawn to a different discussion than I thought about last year at this time. I started thinking and questioning, what really is it that keeps some people from reaching their highest potential while others just seem to soar? What is it in the past that has kept me and probably you and so many people from taking that next step or even the first step to realize a dream or a goal or even just to try something new? So I realized that probably in all cases, it is very simply fear. So fear is definitely part of the human condition, and it can take so many forms. There's common fears, like the fear of heights, that's one of mine, or fear of spiders. People fear flying, they fear public speaking, they fear other people, they fear the unknown, and most of all, we fear a negative outcome. So these are huge fears that keep us from reaching our highest potential. And I think, though, that the biggest fear of all, the overriding fear that keeps us just from living our lives and doing the things we want to do and feeling fulfilled, is the fear of humiliation. So, for example, I want to host a party, but what if no one comes? What if the food is lousy? What if conversation falls flat and everyone is bored? I'd be so humiliated. Or I want to host a fundraiser, but that means I'd have to speak in front of so many people. I'd be so nervous that I'd make an utter fool of myself, feel totally humiliated. Let's say you want to learn something new, like learn bridge, but then they say you have to be smart to learn bridge. And what if I don't learn as fast as the rest of the group? How embarrassing, how humiliating. So by staying in that pattern, we miss so much good in our lives, so much that we can still experience. And that's not to say there aren't some fears that are useful. So you smell smoke in a theater and your fear will cause you to exit quickly. Or a hurricane is coming and your fear causes you to prepare appropriately. But how many fears are really actually helpful? And think about this. What did you miss out on this past year because of fear, because of worry? But slowing down our fear is not easy. It takes practice. It's not easy to control the mind. The experts tell us, though, that the single most effective way to let go of fears and thereby reach your potential is through meditation. And the ancient yogis, well, they knew that 5,000 years ago, and they developed the yoga practice or the asana practice, as we call it, or in our class, we call it the movement practice, for one reason and one reason only, just so that they would be strong enough to sit in meditation. So people have been practicing meditation worldwide all through history. And why? It's obvious they're practicing it because it works. So neuroscientists have discovered that meditation literally changes the size and function of your brain. It thickens the prefrontal cortex, which is part of your brain that governs your level of thinking, and that also increases your creativity, your attention, your memory, your decision-making process. It also the brain literally grows. And of course, most of us know that in addition, meditation has proven to reduce stress. And of course, that strengthens your immune system and helps you to lead a longer and more fulfilling life. So today, as always, we're going to start with the breath practice and then do our movement practice. And this practice will help us to open up the energy channels, and so that we can quiet the mind and all that, just to prepare you for meditation. So any questions so far, or just moving along? Okay, so When talking about the breath, one of the first things we discover in yoga is that we kind of relearn how to sit and to sit well. And then we relearn how to stand and stand well, and to breathe well. So posture is everything because posture determines how well the energy flows in your body. And simply by changing your posture, you can actually change your mood. So the next time you're kind of feeling low, kind of feeling depressed, just bring your shoulders back, bring your head level, give yourself a nice smile, and then take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And just notice how you feel. You really be amazed at the difference. You could actually get control of your emotions by just changing your posture in that little way and changing your breath. So this morning, we're going to practice a full and complete breath. And in doing that, we're going to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the relaxation nervous system, and we're going to come inside. Okay? So we're going to start by finding that posture, kind of wiggling around in our seats. And just placing the hands right onto the belly. I'm sure you can see them move back just a little bit, right on either side of the navel, just placing your hands there. And just as you inhale, just feel your hands puff forward. And as you exhale, feel the belly go in and back. Inhale, puff the belly forward. Exhale, allow the belly to move down and back. 2 more like that. Inhale, feel the palms puff forward. Exhale, feel the moving back. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Now place the hands just a little bit further up, as much as you can, to the side of the rib cage, wherever you can reach. And we're going to breathe into the belly, but then continue that breath into the side ribs so that you'll feel your palms expanding out. But you start from the belly. So inhale, breathing into the belly, into the side and back ribs. Exhale, feel the palms go in and belly goes in and back. And again, inhale, puff up the belly, puff up the side and back ribs. And exhale, feel the belly go down and the ribs contract. 2 more. Inhale, puffing up the belly, side and back ribs. Pause. Exhale. See the hands contract, belly moves in and back. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And now place your hands directly under the collarbones, and we'll practice that full and complete breath. So the breath will go into the belly, it will go into the side and back ribs, up to the top corners of the chest. We'll take a little pause and then exhale all the way down. So we'll just begin. Inhale, belly, side ribs, back ribs, top corner of the chest. Pause. Exhale, let all of the air out of the body. Take a little recovery breath in between. And again, beginning to close your eyes at any point as you experience. Inhale, belly, side ribs, back ribs, top corners of the chest. Pause. Exhale, let all of the breath go out of the body. Little breath in between. Inhale, belly, side ribs, back ribs, top corners of the chest. Pause. Exhale. Let all of the breath out of the body. You can place your hands down, closing the eyes, and doing 3 more full and complete breaths on your own. Feeling the body respond, take that pause at the top, and exhale. Just let that steady stream move out of the body. Couple more. Just feel it from the inside out. Notice the travel of the breath. Noticing the tone. One more. When you finish that last one, just placing the palms together at the heart center. And bow the chin to the chest. Affirmation. I strive to reach my highest potential every day. I strive to reach my highest potential every day. I am free to be all that I can be. I am free to be all that I can be. Every day, I move past all limitations. Every day, I move past all limitations. And then slowly, cracking the eyes open and keeping that nice full and complete breath. Inhale here. And as you exhale, just dropping the chin to the chest. Inhale, lifting the chin. Exhale, lift the chin all the way up, drop the head back. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lower the chin to the chest. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, dropping the head all the way back. Inhale, back to center. And this time, just turning the head over to the right. Back to center. And turning the head to the left. Back to center, one more time each side, turning the head to the right. Back to center, and turning the head to the left. Back to center, move a little bit forward in your chair, bringing the arms out to the side, the palms facing forward. Draw the palms all the way up. And we're going to clasp the hands. I'll show you here, but we'll draw them up. I'm going to clasp the hands and do Temple Mudra, the thumb and index finger to touch, bringing them all the way up overhead. Now, you may only be here, wherever you are is fine, but just drawing as much overhead as you can in that Temple Mudra, squeezing the biceps towards the ears. Allow there to be lots of space between the ears and the shoulders. And inhale here, that long breath. And as you exhale, pressing into that left sit bone and just taking a nice side lean over to the right. Inhaling and just exhale, allow yourself to fall. One more time, let the breath be your guide. The inhale gives you space. the exhale, you move into the space. Inhale, come back to center fully, and we'll go to the other side, pressing into that right sit bone like crazy, and just letting the side lean happen organically, creating space in the energy channels of the body that we call Ida and Pingala. Slowly letting yourself just fall. Coming back to center, placing the palms together and just drawing them down the midline out of the body. Take a full breath in. And take a full breath out. Draw the arms down by the side again, the palms facing forward. And again, we're going to be moving into a twist. Make sure you're towards the front of your chair. Inhale, coming all the way up, palms together this time. And exhale, float both hands over to the right. The left hand is on the right outer thigh, the right hand behind. Inhale, coming back to center, coming all the way up. And we'll take a twist over to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Keep both sit bones firmly planted. And exhale over to the right. So you're only moving from above the waist. Inhale, coming back to center. And exhale. As we come towards this next one, we're going to be holding. So inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, holding the twist here on the right side. Again, sit bones are level. We're twisting from right above the navel. So we keep ourselves firmly planted as if you were twisting off a bottle cap. The bottle would stay firm and you're just twisting the cap. And then slowly coming all the way up. And we'll do that same hold on the other side. Hold in there. Allow yourself to breathe easily, even in the twist. And then inhale, coming all the way up. And we'll take another twist over to the right. But this time we'll raise that right arm all the way up. And you can hold on to your thigh with your left hand, pressing into that right sit bone and taking another lean over to the left. And maybe just gazing underneath that right armpit. Notice your breath. Let it be smooth and even. If it's not, you've gone too far. And then slowly releasing. Back to center. Palms forward, inhaling all the way up. Again, your gaze can follow. And exhale, this time we're moving again over to the left. Your left arm lifts up. You're holding on to your left thigh and just taking a lean over to the other side, over to the right. Your gaze is underneath that left arm. Notice if your breath is even and smooth, and if it's not, just back off a little until you can get it even and smooth. And then slowly coming back to center, placing both hands down to just affirm the posture. And then just bringing your right arm out and begin to make large circles, as large as you can, which may be very small. Just so that we begin to loosen up the synovial fluid, get that synovial fluid moving, which gives you the movement in the shoulder. So just a few times, and again, your movement may be very small or it may be large. Doesn't matter, wherever you are. One thing about yoga, it takes you from where you are. Two more. Last. Nice and slow with control. And then we'll bring that right arm forward, turn the palm up, bend at the elbow, and just bring the hand either to the head, back of the head, the neck, or the small of the back. Relax the shoulders down. Bring your left arm out, straight out, turn the palm up, bend at the elbow, and you may just be here or even just here, but eventually holding on to that elbow. Again, your sit bones are pressed firmly, your belly is in and up, your shoulders are relaxed, the shoulder blades are just falling down the back body. Just hold and breathe, close the eyes. Just feel all these poses from the inside out. Then raising your left arm up, bringing it all the way down, raising the right, and bringing that all the way down as well. Full breath in, readjusting, full breath out. Same thing on the other side, we'll bring the left arm out and we'll bring those big circles. Get that stickiness out of the shoulder. Take these circles 5 times, just getting that stickiness out, just letting the synovial fluid be activated. Notice if you can do it with the breath, the inhale all the way up and the exhale all the way down. If you can coordinate breath with movement. Last one. When we coordinate breath with movement, it just flows. Now holding your arm straight out, turning the palm up, bending at the elbow. And again, bringing your elbow your hand as far down as you can, wherever it reaches, but then giving yourself plenty of space between the shoulder and the ear. Bring your right arm out, turning the palm up, bending at the elbow, and just taking a hold of the elbow here. And you may even encourage the hands to go down just a little bit further. Taking a pause, adjusting as you go along, but letting the shoulder blade just slide down the back. You still feel the belly going in and up. You still feel the breath long and complete. And then slowly releasing the right arm, palm out, bring it all the way down. Straightening the left and bringing it all the way down. Adjust. And now clasping the hands, and we're just making little halo circles with the arms. We're forward in the chair, and we just begin to move the arms around the body, and you may even feel like taking the body with it, so that you have this feeling of flowing, of sensuality, of just moving with your breath, just moving the body the way it wants to go without judging. There's no movement that's wrong or right. And then maybe starting the other way, just starting with the hands to begin, with the arms. And then letting the body just go right along with it. Again, we're staying planted in the chair. We're just moving the hips, the waist, the chest, the arms, the head. And then pausing, placing both palms on top of the head. Close the eyes here and just feel a line of energy from the crown all the way down to the base. That line of energy is the Shishumanati. It is the super highway that leads you to higher intelligence, to reaching your potential. Just feeling that line of energy. It's very subtle, right within the center of the body. And slowly coming down, putting the hands onto the knees, looking down to make sure that the ankles are directly under the knees. Come back to that sitting well, the posture, and we'll do our cat-cows, which is we would come forward and arch, and then we move backward and round. And as we move forward and arch, we inhale, and as we round, we exhale. So placing the hands and pulling with your hands, inhale and arching, like you're doing a back bend here, lifting the chin. And exhale, as you drop the chin, you draw the belly to the back of the spine. You come to the back of the sit bones, straighten the arms and round. And again, inhale, arching. Chest goes through the shoulders, feels so good, big stretch. And exhale, rounding, chin to the chest, belly to the back of the spine. And again, inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back to center. We'll do our sun salutations, which you know if you've been with me before, and if not, just follow along as best you can. Look down at your feet, make sure that they're separated, and I would separate them just a little bit more than hip distance apart. Look down and make sure that the heels are right behind the widest part of the feet, bringing the arms all the way out. And again, find that adjustment in your body so that you have length. And inhale, bringing the arms all the way up. Palms touch at the top, chin looks up. As you exhale, you're swan diving. So turn the palms out, hinging from the hips and swan diving all the way down. The full exhale takes you there. Inhale, hands on shins as you lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale and fold to your fullest, letting the head go. Press down through the feet, turn the palms out, using your core to come all the way up. Reverse swan dive, pressing the palms together at the top and draw them down the midline of the body. Closing the eyes here. Full and complete breath in. Full and complete breath out. And again, inhaling the arms down around and all the way up, gazing up. Palms together at the tippy top. Exhale, turn the palms out as if you're moving through water, using little resistance, coming all the way down, letting the head go. Inhale, halfway lift, we call this Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, we call this Uttanasana. Inhale, press down through the feet, bringing the arms all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana as you look up, palms together, draw them down the midline of the body, Adasana. Closing the eyes, full breath in and full breath out. One, bring the arms out. Inhale, bringing the arms all the way up. Make it count. Press the palms together. Use the breath to flow. Exhale, hinging from the hips, coming all the way down and letting the head Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, palms out, reverse swan dive, coming all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Draw the hands down, midline of the body, Tadasana. Full breath in and full breath out. Adjust the screen just a little bit for this next pose. We'll come into Virabhadrasana 2. So just first start by putting the thumb and index finger together. Actually do it with your right hand. I'll mirror you. Thumb and index finger together and press that thumb and index finger right at the heart center. The center of the chest is your heart center. And when we do Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2, I want you to feel as if the energy is moving from that heart center all the way out through the pose, through the arms. And then slowly releasing that, bringing the arms all the way out to the side in a T. Turn the palms up. Feel that rotation in the shoulders and keep that rotation in the shoulders as you just turn the palms down and turn your gaze over to the right, gazing over that middle finger, feeling as though this pose is coming straight from that heart center. So you can use your drishti or you can close your eyes and image the heart center and image the energy coming from the heart center. Now let's do that full and complete breath. Belly, side ribs, back ribs, top corners of the chest. Pause. Exhale. Let all of the breath out of the body. Holding for another breath. And then slowly bringing the head forward. Bringing the hands down onto the lap, closing the eyes, and just noticing how you feel. And then once again, thumb and index finger together of the left hand and just pressing again that thumb and index finger right at that point. This is called Ahankara Mudra. A mudra is a gesture that we make with our hands. And then bringing the arms out one more time in a T, turning the palms up to get that outward shoulder rotation. The head stays level. The ankles are directly underneath the knees. The feet are hip distance apart. Turning the palms down, but keeping that outward rotation. And then turning the head over to the left, either closing the eyes and imaging it coming straight from the heart center into the fingertips, or just finding your drishti, the gaze that goes out to infinity over the middle finger. Strong Warrior 2. Strength is always in your resolve. You reach your potential with resolve. Slowly turning the head to center and bringing the hands right down onto the thighs. Just relaxing for a moment. Then we're going to just bring your right leg out to the side, and as much as you can, pressing into the heel, as much as you can, straightening the leg. The left leg, the ankle is directly underneath the knee, placing your hands onto your hip points here. Inhale fully. And as you exhale, just taking a lean over to the side. If it's too much, just stay upright. Just seeing how you feel. You want to have one long line of energy on both sides from the hips to the armpits. Again, you can stay here or you can move that right hand down the shin. And again, you can stay here or you can bring the left hand, the fingertips onto your shoulders. You can stay here or you can lift the elbow up and bring that left arm all the way up, coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose. One line of energy from crown to the base. Feel that line of energy, the Sushumna Nadi, that allows you to tap in the potential that is always available to you. Then slowly go all the way up. You can place your hand underneath the thigh to bend the knee and bring it forward. Take a pause. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So bringing your left leg out this time, straight as you can, wherever you are, as you know, is always perfect. And then bringing your hands onto your hips. You can stay just like this. Or you can begin to bend over so that you have, again, equal lines of energy from the hips to the armpits. Your exhale takes you down just as in the beginning of the movement portion of our class. And then bringing that left hand down, if it's in your practice, you can even turn the left ribs forward, the right ribs back. Perhaps placing the right fingertips onto the shoulder and raising that right elbow all the way up. And then straightening that right arm. Trikonasana pose. Line of energy from crown to base. You're pressing into that right foot to give you the stability. It's the anchor for the pose. One more breath. And then slowly, slowly, slowly coming out of the pose. Bringing your left foot forward. And just do one more pose, goddess pose. So bringing your both knees all the way out. And so your feet are facing out. Nice long postural length in the spine. So your belly is in and up so that you can get all of that length. And just bring your hands into prayer pose. Close the eyes. And just do that full and complete breath. Feel belly, side ribs, back ribs, top corners of the chest. And exhale, all of the breath goes out of the body. One more breath. Belly, side ribs, back ribs, top corners of the chest. Exhale, all of the breath out of the body. Bring the palms underneath the thighs, bringing the knees in, but keeping them a little bit more than hip distance apart. We'll come into our inversion. So as much as you can, you're going to hinge from the hips, and the inversion helps us to get into that meditative state. And as you hinge, coming all the way forward, when you can no longer come forward, just beginning to fall in between the knees and letting the head go. So your hands can be on the knees, on the shins, on the ankles, or on the floor. And feel the heaviness of the head tractioning out the spine. Let the head be heavy. You can nod the head a little bit, yes. And nod the head a little bit, no. Separate the jaw, wag the jaw back side to side. Let the tongue feel free and floaty. The lips are barely touching. And the head is so heavy. But then slowly pressing through the hands to tuck the chin and begin to roll all the way up into a seated position. We're going to move into our meditation portion. So we're going to start our meditation by closing our eyes and just wiggling around and again finding that perfect posture. Focus your attention on your breath. Taking a deep inhale through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. One more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Then come back to neutral. Keeping your eyes closed as much as possible for the rest of the time so that your senses stay within. And just become aware of your body and feel every part of your body drawing down. Feel the back of your legs. Feel the front of your legs. Feel your spine. And feel all supported by the chair. Feel your feet flat on the floor. And now we're going to begin a swaying motion very slowly from right to left. Swaying to the right, coming back to center, and swaying to the left. Coming back to center, and as you sway right, imagine a golden sun. And as you move to center, see that golden glow turn into blue, and then a darker blue as you move to the left. See the darker blue turn back to the golden glow as you move to the right. And just continuing like that. Just finding that even sway. We're balancing the right and left sides of the brain. Right and left lungs, the flow of air through the right and left nostril, and bringing our awareness to that central energy channel, the Sushumna Nadi. Moving to the right, to the golden glow, moving back towards the left, turns to darker blue. And then slowing it down and eventually coming back right to center, keeping the eyes closed. And then just becoming aware of all five of your senses. And notice what you see on the screen of your mind with your eyes closed. Maybe colors, maybe nothing, maybe shapes. Just notice the sounds that you hear outside of the body. Become aware of smell and taste, and feel the clothes on your skin. Now, become aware of your entire body. And take a deep breath in. And exhale and just let it all go. And now, become aware of your predominant fear. What is it that makes you cringe? And name it without judging it. And now we'll explore where it resides in your body. If your predominant fear has to do with family or roots or material security, it will reside on the pelvic floor, right in the Muladhara chakra, the earth chakra. If your predominant fear revolves around creativity or sexuality, it will reside between the pelvic floor and the navel, your water chakra. If your fear relates to your own power or weakness, you'll feel it right behind the navel, the Manipura chakra, your power center. If your fear relates to love or to selfless service, it will reside in the heart, in the Anahata chakra. If your fear is one of communication or wisdom, it will reside in the throat. Just name your fear and imagine that you're wrapping a soft bubble around the emotion so that it's contained. And just place that bubble in the part of the body in which it resides. If you're having trouble, just place a generalized fear behind the navel. And now, without judging, without getting involved in it, become fully aware of the emotion. And take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, see that bubble, that emotion rise higher and higher up in the body. And when your fear, wrapped in the bubble, gets to the top of the head, imagine that 1,000 lotus petals open up through the crown allowing your fear bubble to just move up and out. As you exhale, you just let that fear bubble go right into the universe from whence it came. And do that just a few times, drawing the bubble up and letting it just escape out through the top of your head. Notice a feeling of peace and calm and compassion, and a knowing that unbound potential is always available. And now, just taking a drop of saliva on your index finger and placing it right on the third eye between the brow, about an inch up. An image that going in about 2 inches into midbrain, and then releasing the back of the hand onto your thigh. Both palms are up. The thumb and index finger touch. And we'll sit for 3 minutes. You can use a mantra, Om. If your mind is quiet, you can use the mantra, Mung, 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 if your mind is restless. Or you can use a mantra, Ayin, if you need to feel more spirit. Making sure that the jaw is relaxed enough that it just falls away. And feel a softness in the roof of the mouth that seems to carry you right up to the space in between the lobes of the brain. You may even feel the Om between the top of the brain and the skull in that space. Just sitting in silence. Now, bringing your tongue to the roof of the mouth and sliding your tongue behind the teeth, drawing the palms together and just create a little bit of tingling with the fingertips. And separate the hands just a little bit and feeling the heat between the hands. Separating a little bit more and feeling the radiance behind the heat. And separating just a little bit more and feel that puffy feeling as though you could mold and shape the air between the hands. And then drawing the palms over the eyes and lifting the chin, and let all of that heat and radiance and magnetism just pour into and behind the eyes, into the brain, into every one of the trillions of cells in the brain to provide healing and clarity. And then slowly draw the hands down the face and around the back of the neck, palm over palm. Draw them to the front of the neck, palm over palm. And down right to the thymus, our healing center. And our healing mantra is Ram, 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 Ramaya Namaha. Ram, 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 Ramaya Namaha. Ram, 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 Ramaya Namaha. Draw the hands down to the heart center, palm over palm. Down to the solar plexus. Down to the navel. And down to the place between the hip and thigh meat. And just press your thumbs right into that tendon. And then slowly rub from the hip to the knee, forwards and back, and forwards and back. Circling the knees to bring all of the energy back down to the earth. And then just stamping the feet. And bringing the hands to the heart center. The thumbs lifting up the heart and lengthening the spine. And bowing the head all the way down to seal in the sacred practice. Slowly raising the head. And bowing the head to the heart center. To the only true teacher. The teacher that lies within each and every one of us. Our Om Tat Sat. Namaste.